Right, hello to anybody coming on. So I've had a very busy weekend at work, so I've not got much energy, so I thought I'd stream some ARMA 2, try and have a chat with people as I stream some ARMA 2, and you know, that will be it for this evening. I just literally said what's up, very tired from working at the weekend, but stream some ARMA 2. So I'll do the British Army stuff in it, because why not? So let me just do parameters. Let's do 20 capturable. Let's just do it all because I can get more income. Fast time, that doesn't make a difference, does it? Fast time to actually how fast stuff happens. It's just a time of day changing. Minimum starting distance I've got on very high, otherwise it can break the game. Neutral town opposition, we'll have that on normal. Have all of those except for defense time, so very low. Oh, I want misc settings all off, so there's like no grass or anything like that, so it's better visibility. And we won't do limited warfare or cooperative mission. Right. Alright, Brighto. Alright, Rich. Alright, obviously. Yeah, I like ARMA 2 a lot more than ARMA 3. I mean, I need to keep trying to get into ARMA 3, but I don't know why I just never got into ARMA 3, even though in theory it should be a much better game than ARMA 2. I've just never been able to get into it. Whereas ARMA 2, I think it's just because all of the default content in ARMA 2 I think I really like, whereas ARMA 3 I don't really like the 5 minutes into the future thing. Right. So it'll be quite boring to start with on this game mode because there won't be much going on until we capture some points and I get the money coming in. But I thought I'd do the British Army stuff because, you know, that's kind of fun actually doing this. The funny thing is they actually have MTP uniforms for the British troops in this, but you only ever see them as desert or woodland on the default maps, which is kind of weird. So they actually have MTP uniforms that you just don't access them unless you use the editor. Sorry, everyone. No, never got into DayZ. Right, Peach. So yeah, as I said, I've had a really busy weekend at work, so I've not got much energy, so I'll play this for an hour or so, and then I'm literally going to go to bed, because, yeah, today was just one of those nightmare days at work. You know, just in terms of, like, it being really busy, for no real reason, you know, and then not a full amount of staffing because people being ill and that sort of thing. I'll definitely reinstall it, Ivory State, because I have the thing that has East Germany and West Germany, and they added Communist Poland to that now, and like the PM63 and everything, so I'll definitely try that again. But yeah, it's just I don't like the setting of ARMA 2, so I'd have to get all the ARMA like 1 content. Right, buy weapons. So should we go for an L85 with the SUSAT on it? I mean, I could also get the N-Law, but I don't need the N-Law yet. But yes, you can get the N-Law in this. But yeah, let me just do it manually for now. So I just want the SUSAT version of the L85. There we go, 2 mags will be fine. There we go, SUSAT scope. I hope you're alright, Peach. Yeah, I've been feeling alright because I'm totally over COVID now. It's just, I had one of those days where it was just so much shit going on, you know, where, so it was just exhausting. Yeah, Dan, but what I'm saying is that there is actually MTP in the game. That's my point. But I don't think you get the MTP on the default missions. It's just like one of those weird things where it's in the game, but you never see it unless you use it in the editor. But there are bits in this map where, because it's meant to be like Afghanistan and Iraq, where you do get like greenery. I like at least it's a right-hand drive, being a British car. Oh. Anyway, let's go scout that first objective. No Stoic Jedi. Well, certain knives are banned, but not military knives. The knives that are banned are just weird things like butterfly knives and things like that. The rules make no sense on why they're banned. So, are there banned knives in the UK as in totally banned? Yes. Are, like, military knives, hunting knives, that sort of knives banned? No, not at all. You just can't wave them around in public. Well, sadly, Philip, it's on a lot of the news stuff, and I have had a load of people say they don't think Putin would do it, but seeing as last night they were dropping white phosphorus on civilians, I think it's getting to the point now where he's just going to keep fucking escalating it. I mean, hopefully somebody fucking slops him soon, because he's just turned into a complete deranged cunt at this point. Right, Flazzy? But, I think it's only a matter of time where he starts throwing his toys out the pram more. Because from what I heard today, the Ukrainians have managed to break the siege on Mariupol just by counter-attacking the Russians and, you know, like completely routing them. Again, I don't know how, you know, until this is verified by independent media, how true it is. But I could definitely believe the Russians getting their shit kicked in by the Ukrainians because of how much better the Ukrainians are as soldiers. Alright, Rajiv. And hello, Flazzy, if I didn't say hello. But yeah, I did see the Russians killed an American journalist today as well and shot another one. Like, shot and wounded one, killed another. So, you know, that literally every day they can't seem to go a day at the moment without just getting more sanctions against them, more military aid sent against them. And again, I think it's only a matter of time until we get pulled into this war, whether people like it or not, because Putin's not going to stop escalating. But again, I don't want to talk about Ukraine all this stream just because it is a bit depressing and, you know, real. Well, very real, you know. Whereas sometimes on these streams after a day at work, I just want to have a sit down and a laugh. Yeah, well, I said Stoic Jedi, I did say to people, you know, a while ago to get one when they had the chance, like with the Russian stuff, and a lot of people didn't. I mean, I can understand if people didn't have the money to do it at the time. But, you know, there is a lot of stuff like that where, you know, you do at some points have to say, if I don't buy something now, I might not be able to get one for ages. Right, Joshua? There was that tweet. I don't know if it was a real tweet or like a fake account. Oh, cheers, Philip. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, there was, like a piss take tweet. I don't know if it, like I said, I don't know if it was the real Activision or a fake Activision account, but they said, "We're sorry as putting the Russians as the bad guys in our game. Next time we'll do a more competent army like Cuba or Venezuela." They said something like that, you know. Complete piss take because of, but yeah, Russia is certainly not the Soviet Union anymore, that's for sure. I have a weird feeling you capture the building, like locations faster if you're not in a vehicle. I get the weird feeling anyway from playing this before. This is a neutral town, isn't it? So there's not any enemies there. As soon as I start seeing combat happening somewhere, I'll go to the places where there's combat and join in. That's cool, Flazzy. That does sound nice. I think the good thing regarding some of this stuff, at least, is that, at least in terms of refugees, I think the UK is apparently within a week fast-tracking its process that, you know, if there are people willing to put up Ukrainian, like, women and children in their houses, you know, I think they're actually putting that through because they got loads of criticism because there was loads of people like, look, we literally have spare bedrooms, we could put up refugees, you know, and the government was going, oh no, you can't do it. So at least they seem to have completely U-turned on that because of how pissed off people got that, you know, they were saying, like, literally, you know, we could take women and children and put them in, like, a house and, you know, feed them. And the government was telling people they couldn't do it. Because ARMA 2 is a great game. the compass in the game, do you mean? The one at the bottom left? Is that just the US military compass, probably? I don't know if the actual one is different when you're playing as Britain and America. I've never actually checked that, or if it's just... Because I know the watch is the same no matter what army you're playing as, I think. So, has my guy been injured? Because he's making the weird noises like he's been hurt. Maybe he's shitting himself, I don't know. I'm just waiting for that town to capture. I doubt, Nuke, if you're a civilian, you're going to get an L96A1 very easily in the UK. Even if you have a gun licence, there's probably no market for it. What do you think I'm doing at the moment, Joshua? I'm assuming you missed the start of the stream, but yes. That's not an American soldier, is it? I literally said this at the start of the stream, Nick. I don't like Arma 3 anywhere near as much as Arma 2. And again, I don't have a concrete reason for that. I think it's just the base game, like with all the units you get, I just do not like anywhere near as much as Arma 2. I definitely prefer having kind of like 90s, early 2000s kind of, you know, like American and British stuff, and like Russian and, you know, Eastern European stuff, rather than this kind of slightly into the future, like weird looking stuff, you know. Because again, I know with Arma 3 you can get DLCs and you can get mods that put all this sort of stuff back in the game, but with Arma 2 it's in the game by default. You don't have to fuck about. I didn't even know Arma 4 was coming out. I'll have to look into that. Right. Let's go somewhere else on the map. I still don't know why my guy's making weird injured noises, because I don't think, as far as I'm aware, I've knocked into anything. Right, is there a capture thing? We might as well start going over to those ones, because they're at least heading towards the military base, aren't they? Like the airport, which is probably worth capturing. Right. So the person called PC doesn't have a PC. To be fair, Arma 2 you could probably play on a not very good PC now. Like, I think if you bought any kind of low-end gaming PC, you'd be able to play Arma 2 on it, because it's a fairly old game. There are some bits that aren't very well optimised in it, but Arma 3's got even worse optimisation, so, you know. Yeah, archery is good fun, it's just you need somewhere where you can easily, you know, like, practice it. Because if you can't do it in your garden or whatever, it's not that fun to do, really. Does this actually say, like, Land Rover on it? Oh, no. I think... Let me just have a look at something. Because the weird thing with ARMA is sometimes they have the licenses for stuff and sometimes they don't. Ah, yeah, so they don't have the license for the Land Rover, look, because it's called an Offender, not a Defender. But yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff, where they actually have all the proper licenses, so it's like, you know, all got the real names on it, and then it does the stupid thing like a lot of games where they don't want to get sued for stuff, so you've got this off-road Offender rather than you like a Land Rover Defender and all that. Does the steering wheel say a lot? It says handover, look. Damn. Hand over. There you go. So this is a handover Offender. There's also a Volkswagen Golf, which is called the something Rolf in this. I can't remember what it's called, but there is the something Rolf rather than Volkswagen Golf. When you say Operation Flashpoint, Joshua, do you mean the very original one, the one that's essentially Arma 0? Or do you mean the more modern Operation Flashpoint? I've played both, but the one I've played a lot more is the one that was the original Arma. That's not called Operation Flashpoint anymore. They rebranded it to call it something like Arma Cold War Crisis or something like that. This Operation Flashpoint is its original name. Yeah, my guy's definitely randomly injured because he keeps going like, oh, does he have any blood on him? No, so I have no idea where he's got his injury from. Right, for the people wondering, there will be combat going on this in a bit. What's happening in this game mode is we're capturing towns, and the enemy that's probably over there is capturing towns, and then at some point we'll have front lines, and there'll be shooting and everything going on. But at the moment, because it's the initial stage of just capping some towns to get income coming in for our team. Not with modern Draeger filters, no, but Draeger's a good company, so if they're in-date Draeger filters, they'll be absolutely fine for anything you need them for. Let's see if it'll let us capture that military base at the airfield. I assume that's a big radio set there. Rather than the dosimeter thing. Let me just get out. Have a look. Now what gear's in the vehicle? Some ammo. Some grenades. Might as well take all the grenades then. There's some rockets for the N-Law, but I don't actually have an N-Law on me, so that's annoying. Yeah, I was just wondering if that's a radio set there, or if it's like a dosimeter, but you can't actually really see it well enough, can you? So I assume it's probably just a radio set, that. Because I do know in some of the vehicles the actual radiation detectors are properly, like, you know, visualised into them, if you want to call it that, like rendered, drawn, whatever you want to call it. The FM53 feels the exact same as having a C50 or an M50 on, so if you've used those, you'd know. I'd say the Fushida is still more comfortable. But again, it's personal preference and the shape of your face. Yeah, it could be heavy sandwich. I mean, that's probably what it's more likely to be. But I do know there is a DP3. Is it in one of the BTRs in this game? There's definitely one of the Soviet vehicles in this that has a DP3, like, sitting in it properly rendered. Oh, is that just the oil pump making that noise? I thought there might actually be something, over there then, but no. Finally, what, Patrick? You shouldn't be getting any audio popping because it's literally rendering directly through my GPU. Right, where am I at the moment? Oh, there. I'm still not that close to the oil field, am I? Still need to keep going directly east. You're thinking of stable iodine. In the UK, I've not noticed any panic buying in supermarkets. That's not to say it's not happening. Well, no idea what the popping's being caused by. There's nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. Because I've got nothing running in the background that should be causing issues, and I'm using the same settings as usual. I'm going the wrong fucking way. Brilliant. Tell you what. I'll just kill myself. But yeah, Cold War, when Corona started, we had all the idiots buying toilet paper en masse, but I haven't seen anything like that with all the recent stuff. If you notice it happening with my voice, it won't be down to ARMA 2. If it's just the... Oh, that guy's got MTP on. If you noticing it happening with my voice, then it's not ARMA 2. If it's just happening ARMA 2 audio, then it's just ARMA 2 audio. Yeah, fucked, as Dan says, but they've been fucked for a while. It's just they've gone up even more. A lot of that's also down to tax on it. Anyway, buy weapons. N-Law, there we go, and an additional rocket for my N-Law, there we go. Even though in reality you can't reload an N-Law because it's like a shoot once and you know, drop thing, but in the game for some reason you can buy additional rockets for even the disposable launchers, but whatever. As I've said before, Iron Man, the problem is a lot of prepper channels will just simply lie to people to try and get views about stuff like that. Like I've said in my video on it, there's things you can do if you're somewhere where you would be safe, but otherwise you are just fucked. But a lot of people will literally just try and sell you anything in case, you know, they think they can get some money on it. I think he said he was in Sweden, like literally in a comment like a minute ago. Again, when you say ARMA Cold War, do you mean the original one, Operation Flashpoint? I don't know what the person's spamming about, what they were saying about a video. I'm already confused. Right, anyway, let's get a jackal. Oh, I can afford 2 jackals. All free. Yeah, I'm not going to friendly fire, but still.
3 o'clock, man, close.
In theory, if you're saying, is there stuff that they can try to intercept missiles with? Yes. If you mean, would they manage to stop a lot from getting through? The answer is no. There are, and it's not actually a deterrence, is it? It's the deterrence is you nuke people back. It's more like interception, I think you're asking. And do they have stuff that can intercept missiles? Yes. Are they very reliable? No. That's why there's not a policy of basically stopping other people's nukes. The deterrence is always, we'll kill all of you as well. Yes, it does, Iron Man. If I get my gun out, look, like the SUSAT, not the SUSAT, the L85. See at the top right it says zeroing. Let me see if I can go somewhere where there's a view to just demonstrate this. I can probably just do it where that cliff is, look. So let's say I go prone. So that's 700 odd meters away there, look. So my gun zeroed for 300 meters. So if I shoot there, you might be able to see it's dropping right out. Let me dial my scope up to 700. Right, furthest I can dial this scope up is 600. You might have seen, like those ones, you might see the actual things hitting roughly where I aimed. There we go. But if I set them to, say, 100 and do that, you'll notice they're dropping quite a bit under there. But, so there is proper bullet drop in this, so most of the time you will, you know, have to re-zero the gun sights. Yeah, well, Invasion 44 is standalone, isn't it? Oh, sorry, you're on about Invasion 44 Iron Front. Yeah, Invasion 44 is the mod, isn't it? Iron Front is a standalone game. Iron Front's good. Anyway, let me get in one of these vehicles.
2. Disembark. Roger. Ready.
So, get in that one. And then... put that guy in.
2. Board that car.
Roger.
Sadly, a lot of the sites that host mods for Arma 2 now are dead, just because the game's been out so long and people play Arma free. Because I did try and get a load of mods again recently, and most of the mod hosting sites for Arma 2 don't exist anymore, which is really annoying because there's so many good custom maps that used to be hosted on a lot of them. Alright, anyway, let's fast travel from our base to one of the towns we own. Oh, it looks like there's actually some stuff going on over there, so let's all go to that place and then start some combat. Yeah, I think Armaholic was one of the ones that's down. I think there was another site as well, just called like something like Arma 2 Mods, that doesn't seem to be around either. Not this game, Stoic Jedi, because a lot of Arma is actually waiting around for stuff to happen. That's what I'm saying, Half-Life 2 is actually worse because of all the shooting constantly going on. Whereas at Arma, there's a lot of it where you're just waiting for stuff to happen, if you're playing like one of the big maps like this. Like at the moment, I can't do anything while I'm waiting for my like convoy to fast travel somewhere on the map. But anyway, if people could keep the chat hopefully related to like the game and other stuff that's channel related, just because I've noticed there are some weird comments at the moment that seem to just be more political stuff than anything, which we don't really like to chat about unless it's directly related to a video, just because it makes people have arguments. Oh, and don't like advertise weird shit on here, because I've seen a couple of people that kept seeming to do advertising comments, like not, you know, giving a URL, but please can you go click on this and look at this sort of thing. There is Operation Flashpoint, isn't there, Dan? The one that was like the Xbox 360 era Operation Flashpoint, whenever it came out.
Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah, Fred's is depressing Iron Man, yes. Right, good, they're following me. Right, let's not try and drive straight into an ambush anyway. Oh, that's not my one, is it? That's another one rushing ahead. Assume there are no, no, there's only night vision on this. Night vision is not a good idea, is it? Okay, so that marker is on the town we want to go to. Right. But yeah, in general, there aren't many console games like this because sadly most, I don't know if it's publishers, developers don't think people that buy consoles will have the patience to play a game like this. That's literally the reason for it. And I'm not trying to say console players are dumb, I'm saying like they just don't think there's a market for games like this on a console. Same reason you don't get like lots of proper RTS games on consoles and stuff like that. Right, is my load of guys still behind me? Oh, shit. Have I got any way of flipping this over or not? Probably not. Right, so that's 2, 3, 4 in there, right.
2, 3, 4. Dismount.
Roger. Standing by.
No, we're not too far away now.
Standing by.
As I said, Stoic Jedi, I don't actually prep. That seems to be a misconception lots of people have. There's literally no point, if you're chronically ill, of trying to prep for long-term shit at the fan stuff, because it's just a slow, horrible way to die. You don't do it. Yeah, I like the original Ghost Recon and the original Rainbow Sixes, as in just Rainbow Six and like Rogue Spear and some of the others. Like, not the new Rainbow Sixes, but the actual genuinely good old ones. Not seeing anybody about, so let's just sprint to that objective. There's videos on it, Cold War 34, but I'm not going to go into my medical history on this stream. I don't use Snapchat. I've already got VR headset. Like I've said, I've got an Oculus Rift and I barely use it. They're mostly a gimmick. Don't get me wrong, they're cool for certain things, but they are never going to replace regular games at the moment. As I've said over and over again.
Bus down captured.
Oh, I've heard of that, Ready or Not. Like I've said before, don't try and contact me on other platforms. It always comes across as a bit creepy when people keep saying, oh, where can I get your like details to send you stuff. Like I said, it's nothing personal, but because I've had some really weird fucking people cause me lots of issues, I just do not give out any of my contact details on YouTube for obvious reasons. I wonder why PC parts are becoming more available. Is it just because the Russian market's been cut off and nobody over there's buying PC parts anymore? I really don't know. Or is it just a thing of there's actually more microchips now or whatever? And again, I don't use Snapchat. Right, let's capture whatever that place is. Razman, right. I need a vehicle though, I suppose I can just get one of my other ones. Right, so is 5 the driver of that one?
5.
Yeah.
Dismount.
Roger. Ready.
Just trying not to flip this one over. Right, okay, so I want to get number 2 and 3. There we go. Get in.
2, 3. Board that car.
Roger.
And now will there be space for what's it? 4, 5
Ready.
in that one?
4, 5. Board that car.
Roger.
Yeah, I didn't buy 2042. Luckily, I was sort of interested in it and didn't get on release because, like I said, I don't really pre-order games now because of how many turn out to be dumpster fires. And then I heard there was loads of problems and then they never fixed them, which doesn't surprise me because that seems to be how modern game developers work. Right. Oh, hit the tree because I was looking at the chat. That's interesting, George. But yeah, the problem is, aren't Russian microchips like not as good in terms of like nanometers as like a lot of the Western ones? Because I think China has a similar issue. Because when I say China, I mean PRC as opposed to Taiwan. Because obviously Taiwan is where most of the best chips come from. But I know there's a lot of things like that with some of the countries where they don't actually have that good an internal microchip kind of business. So unless they're buying in foreign ones, most of their domestic stuff is kind of, you know, decades old microchip tech in a sense. No, this got asked the other day, did I watch Canadian Prepper, and I said no. So what's this about this Canadian Prepper then? What's it about? Why is it relevant to me? As said, not trying to say it like a dick. I'm just wanting to know why it keeps getting brought up. Now that would be good, Bork, especially for the people who are saying they want a game like this on consoles. Oh, it's kind of interesting that this vehicle actually knocks down trees, where most vehicles that aren't tanks and this can't knock down trees or walls. A Vietnam kind of ARMA game would be really cool though, actually. Because again, I know there's like Vietnam era mods for some of the ARMA games, but like a proper one made in the style of ARMA set in Vietnam would be cool. Right, hopefully we'll see some actual combat soon, because if we're taking over all this territory, it looks like there's some stuff going on maybe there, so maybe go due west in a bit. See, they're actually cut off there, aren't they, unless they go across country, because if we control that town, this town, that town, you know, there's not many places they can be coming from. Unless it's like one guy just trying to attack that town there, by the look of it. No, I've barely played any of the Ace Combat games. I think I have a couple of them on Steam, but I've never really played them. Yeah, Rich, I agree with you there. The price of them keeps going up, doesn't it? It's like more and more money per game. You get less and less content normally with the games, even though you think with newer games you should get more and more stuff in them. Again, like a lot of indie games I quite like in terms of like, yeah, for the same reason you said that they sort of, you don't have much expectations, they're not full price, and then they can be surprisingly fun. But yeah, I think that's from a lot of AAA games. It's rush out a product that's really buggy and barely, you know, playable at launch for full price, and full price keeps getting more and more expensive, and then they're really bad at like actually patching stuff and fixing it. Oh, that's cool. I might reinstall that, but I actually own Battlefield 2. But yeah, if there's a version where you can just download the mod on its own and don't even need to like patch it into Battlefield 2, that would be quite good. Oh yeah, you just said Rich, yeah, a game that's a broken, glitchy mess. Some brand new games are like £70 now, aren't they, over here? So for the Americans, that'd be $100+ for a brand new game. That's fucking insane. Yeah, I've actually got Cyberpunk now, Flazzy, because I bought it when it was on sale like a month or two ago, especially because they're meant to have fixed loads of it. But again, haven't started it yet, haven't started Elden Ring yet. There's a couple of games I've got I'm looking forward to playing. It's just, I want to start playing when I've got the time to sit down and enjoy playing them, like concentrate on them. You know, rather than, because at the moment there's a bit too much of a shit going on with me, either like work-wise or you know, some stuff with Ukraine where I'm trying to keep an eye on what's going on with it, where it's put me off the mood of trying to just concentrate on a new game. Right. Looks like there's some enemy troops to the south, so let's go over there. Maybe we'll finally get a firefight going on. What's that town called? Baston. Is that my current task anyway? Capture Baston. Because it's got a recon on it. Yeah, capture Baston. So that's current task, right. Here we go. Right, hopefully we actually get some combat now. Reptile, what do you mean by Vic? Unless you're talking to somebody else. Oh, vehicle. What's it called? Is it the Jackal? It's like the British thing that was. It's a bit like a USM wrap. It was designed to be less dangerous with like IEDs. Oh shit! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! There you go. Right, let's light up their vehicles. Oh shit! Somebody took a proper hit on my vehicle. Right, get out! Get out! Get out! Oh shit! It's hit by a rocket, was I there by the look of it? The mission's just to like, you know, conquer the map type ones. CTI it's called. Which again wasn't in ARMA 3, which really annoyed me of ARMA 3. Because CTI was kind of like the proper game mode of ARMA 2, and they didn't put it in ARMA 3. Again, there's probably mods that add it in, but again, it's annoying when a game comes out that's meant to be better in every way than like the older game, and they don't have as much content in it. Oh yeah, they used that, didn't they, Ivory State, where they were claiming it was the IRA shooting down a British helicopter. And it was ARMA 2. Yeah, I remember that, and it wasn't even the fucking IRA, it was, like, the Chernobyl rebels, wasn't it? So basically the equivalent of what's going on in Ukraine, like the Donbass People's Republic, or whatever it is. Seeing as ARMA 2 is basically, predicted everything that happened in Ukraine, even though it came out in 2009, which was years before Putin took over Crimea. They basically predicted the whole thing, just with a fictional country that wasn't Ukraine. It's based on Ukraine, yeah. It wasn't the UK government reptile, it was on like a shitty news channel sort of thing. Oh, we can get an Apache. But that's nearly all my money gone if we get an Apache. Let's get a warrior, shall we? Shall I get 2 warriors if it lets me get 2 warriors? Yeah, let's get 2 warriors. Anyway, what's going on the map? So, the guys that were with me are now retreating back to regroup with me. So obviously, it might have been like the static defense thing that attacked me. But, anyway, let's get an warrior. So is 6 a driver? Yeah, 6 is a driver.
6. Disembark.
Roger.
I like the kind of text-speechy voices with this actually sound like they're British. You know, they didn't give them just American voices, which is kind of nice. Right, and then 6 can get in again.
6. Board that tank.
Roger. Waiting.
Which one's the L22 done? I'm going to have to look it up. Is that one of the rifles? Like the marksman rifle? Oh, what, the cadet training one? No, the cadet training one isn't in it because it's only the stuff they had in the field. Anyway, let's now well, it looks like they're attacking that town, so we might as well go over there.
What position?
Oh, it's a carbine version. I think there is a various. I'll get all the ones up in a minute that you can get. I see what you mean. So it's like, yeah, it's like a crewman version of it, is it? I didn't even know that existed.
Lost that. Lost Spaniard.
I'll have a look, but I don't think so. Right, let's work out where the enemy are that are trying to capture this town. The cool thing with this is if I go to the, I don't know if it's in the driver's seat it lets you do it. No, not in the driver's seat. If I go to the gunner's seat and the commander's seat, look,
Left. Forward.
I can actually have the thermal on. Which, again, is a bit pointless at the moment, but...
Position.
Okay. I'll just go to third person to sort of cheap drive. Nice wall you have here, I'll knock it down. Right, where are these enemy combatants then trying to capture my point? Apparently they control this point over here, so let's go sort that out. There we go.
05.